Hello YouTube, Russ, and this is part 3 of my review of the 2020 GMC Sierra half-ton 3.0 liter Duramax diesel truck. This truck now has over 26,000 miles on this truck. It has been flawless for me, guys. I have had zero issues with the truck. I have done a few upgrades to the truck, or changes you might say, or mods. The truck was lifted 2 inches in the front, and I got an inch block underneath the back, so it does still have a little bit of a rake to it. I pull a lot of trailers, and I just wanted to have that extra little bit of cushion for the drop. I've got a black GMC symbols on both front and back. So the truck's been given a ceramic coating. The original tires and wheels, everything's been tinted. On the windows have been tinted. Other than that, there's been a couple other small modifications. This one here is really minor, but it's just kind of something I wanted to do. I wanted to put a fuel cap on this. So that's how it comes from the factory. So I just added that. And then the other modification that I've just finished with, not too long ago, since I pull trailers a lot, I added an auxiliary fuel tank. That's probably the one thing, if I could change on this GMC, is put a bigger standard or stock fuel tank on this truck. Standard truck, the short bed truck is, and my dad's regular cab diesel pickup, same truck, only his is a regular cab, or excuse me, a quad cab regular bed, is the small 26-gallon fuel tank. That's an extra 30 gallons of fuel. I filled it up and ran it dry, and then ran my tank and the stock tank dry, and I was just over 1,300 miles on that tank. So anyway, and that's my tag, Duramax Junior. So I don't care if you guys see it or not. You're going to see it on the road anyway. So again, this is the SLT Premium Package. This has just about everything that a Denali has. I do not have heads-up display. I do have collision avoidance. I have lane departure warning, heated, cooled seats. I have sunroof in the top. So I think you can probably see the sunroof up there. So I got the sunroof on this truck. I love it. It's been an absolute joy to drive. It's a really, really good running truck. I had a 5.3 gas before this, and this truck runs circles around my 5.3. No doubt about it. Again, I've had zero issues with the truck. I've pulled trailers with it. I have that 7x16 by 7 foot tall enclosed trailer. I have a car trailer that you can barely see the tongue right there, sitting back there. I also have a 25-foot camper I pull. By the way, that's my 2020 F-150 work truck that my company pays for. It's been in the shop 3 times. It's an EcoBoost. So anyway, good truck, guys. Hey, I've got over 26,000. I am averaging calculated fuel mileage combined for the 26,750 some miles on this truck. Combined fuel mileage of 21.3. I've towed well over 6,000 miles on this truck. Well over 7,000 miles on this truck has been towing. I've been back and forth to Minneapolis with that enclosed trailer I just showed you 6 times. And so 3 of those times loaded, 3 of those times unloaded. And it's performed flawless. I've had zero issues. There has been, if I wanted to critique the truck as a whole, again, the fuel tank, small fuel tank is a problem. Not a problem. I guess it's just an inconvenience. My F-150 behind me has like a 36-gallon fuel tank. So 10 gallons more than what I'm running in my GMC. So it can run on a tank of gas as far as I can on a tank of fuel. And I've got 10 gallons less. So that's, if you had a 36-gallon fuel tank in that truck, I wouldn't have added the auxiliary tank. Other than that, again, my truck has had no issues. I don't have any rear window leaks. There has been a couple of rear main seals go out on these engines. I personally have had no issues. I talked to the dealership today about that, just asking them questions. And they have said that, they think it's an installation problem. It's a lip seal, so it's having to blow past the lip, which is just very unusual. There's well over 10,000 of these trucks on the market. And again, they have performed really, really well. So a really good friend of mine works for Allison Transmission. He is aware of a half a dozen of these test trucks that are out there, that have been out there for a long time. They're still in testing. They're driving them every day, driving the wheels off. And these trucks have over 200,000 miles on them already. And they're on the original oil pump belt, which you'll read that oil pump belt is a belt-driven oil pump on the back side of the motor. that you have to remove the oil pan and pull the transmission back to get to it. And a lot of people have been like, there's no reason I'm ever going to buy this truck because of that. They recommended change the oil pump drive belt at 150,000 miles. So, again, it's a recommendation. It's not a requirement. These trucks that have over 200,000 miles on them, all 6, none of them have replaced the oil pump belt yet. And they haven't separated it out to look at it. They're going to go until failure. And so they're not worried about it. GM says if it does fail, you'll throw engine codes, it'll detune the engine, and you'll have to pull over, and it won't ruin the motor. So you can go until it fails, or you could probably go until probably sounds like maybe 175, excuse me, 200,000 miles, and it shouldn't be a problem. On the highway, the best I've gotten fuel mileage-wise has been 27.2 miles per hour. That is just me and some luggage in the back, driving from Topeka, Kansas, up to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and actually west over by Delano. So I made that trip several times empty, and the best I got on a 481-mile trip is 27.2. I've actually posted that picture on my Facebook, or actually on the 3.0 Duramax page. There's a Duramax family page out there, a group page, excuse me, out there on Facebook. I've posted that out there, so it's out there. I can send it to you if you want proof. But anyway, the truck's been flawless, guys and gals. And if you're looking for a half-ton truck that just will absolutely blow your doors off in terms of performance, this is the truck. I would also like to see better seats. I think Dodge has the best seats in the half-ton market. I don't like their huge screen in the middle of the truck. It was very confusing. I test drove one of those before I bought this one. Very confusing. That big old screen is huge. It's intimidating. I don't have time to search that screen all the time and try to figure out which button I'm pushing every time I'm driving the truck or if I'm going down the highway. I think that could be a little distracting. And I'm sure technology is going to push all of them that way, but I think GMC's 8-inch screen is definitely big enough. I just really like all the buttons on this truck. It's just very convenient to drive, and very nice to drive. Very comfortable. I've driven this truck, like I said, it's a little over 7 hours from here up to Minneapolis, mostly interstate, and very comfortable to drive. I've made it once without stopping, believe it or not, because I didn't have to go to the bathroom, but most every time I usually stop at least once. I've been out to Colorado, been up in the mountains, went snow skiing with this truck, loaded with 4 people and all of our gear, performed flawlessly. I was able to drive from Topeka, Kansas, all the way up into the mountains without filling up. Over 500 miles on that tank, never had to fill up. So it's great to be able to go that far and not to worry about buying fuel and having to pay expensive prices. Although here in the Midwest, fuel prices for diesel are marginally like 10 to 15 cents more per gallon than gasoline. So I'm easily making up the difference in terms of a cost. Of course, the 6.2 is the same price as the 3.0 diesel. So the big V8 pull-in motor in terms of price-wise, same cost as this 3.0 diesel. And I think they've even discounted this 3.0 diesel here in 2021. So this motor to me is just a no-brainer. It outperforms my 5.3 in every way, shape, and form. I've raced a 5.3 side-by-side 2019, 5.3 with the 8-speed. And I was a truck and a half ahead of him at the end of the quarter mile. Eighth mile. So at the end of the 8th mile, I was truck and a quarter ahead of him. He wasn't gaining on me super fast at that point either. I probably could have got him in the quarter mile. In the 60 feet line, I was 2 truck lengths ahead. This thing off the line is just so quick. Super quick truck. That torque band hitting in at 1,350 RPM is just amazing. All 460 foot-pounds of torque. I had a gauge on it through my OBD2 port. I was running around 21, 22 pounds of boost. I think that's right, so I apologize. I should have recorded that. I got a 0 to 60 video on here, as you can tell, I think on my channel. So anyway, hey guys, I just want to let you know the truck has been really, really great. I am getting ready to change the fuel filter for the first time. Again, some people are like, oh, that maintenance cost, the filter cost me $40. I'll put it on myself. It's going to take me about 10 minutes tops. It's super easy to do. I'll post a video on how to change the fuel filter on this truck as we go forward. But I'll do that here this weekend. But I wanted to get this part 3 video out. If you have any questions you'd like to, ask me a question, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with you. If you IM me or just have a response on this video, that'd be great. The engine oil on this is another issue that some people are kind of complaining about. It only takes Dexos D oil. It does not take normal Dexos 2 oil. This is a Dexos D oil. To my knowledge, there are only 3 manufacturers of that oil. There is AC Delco, there's Mobil, and I believe AMSOIL has one. I can't say for certain AMSOIL has been approved, Dexos D, but I know Mobil has Dexos D approval, and of course AC Delco does. That's the oil that's in the truck. AC Delco obviously does not make their own oil. I'm assuming Mobil or Val, somebody makes it for them, and they just package it with AC Delco. So, and if somebody does know who makes AC Delco oil, please post that in the comments below. Really appreciate it. Hey, thanks a lot, everybody, for following along. If you want to see something specific about this truck, please let me know. You can put it in the comments down below, and we'll get this truck going. I'll probably post something else, maybe around the 40,000 or 50,000 mark. Maybe I can do it. Maybe I can do it every 10. If you want to know how often you want videos on this truck, what updates you think need to be done. There's no tunes out for this truck. There are some things you can get to kind of maybe not really tune it, but to kind of sidestep some things. You can shut off the auto stop inside the truck. You can put a piece in there behind the switch so that when you shut the truck off, it'll stay off. When you turn the truck back on again, the auto stop will not come back on. I just shut mine off every time. It's not a big deal, but some people can do that. You can put on a Derringer or the Pedal Master or something. I forgot what it's called. There are some attempted tunes already on this truck, but I'm going to wait. I think Banks is trying to get out of tune on the truck. It will not delete the DEF, but it will certainly change the consumption of the DEF. Currently right now on DEF usage, I'll just tell you that, when I'm pulling that trailer over there or my camper, I'll go through a full 5.5 gallon tank of DEF about every 1,000 to 1,500, 2,000 miles. So round trip to Minneapolis, pulling that enclosed trailer, I went through almost a full tank of DEF. When I am empty, as the truck sits right now, I'll go almost a full oil change and no DEF. I mean, I'll use a full tank and a full oil change. So around 7,500 miles is when I change my oil. I'll go through a full tank of DEF. And it just doesn't drink it as long as I'm not towing. If I'm towing, it'll start consuming DEF. People are like, don't use a certain kind of oil or whatever. I'd say oils, be very particular on this. DEF, I would say, again, try to use a high-quality DEF. Don't just go buy the run-of-the-mill. I've been hearing some rumors that high-quality DEF does perform better. It cleans better. You want that DPF filter cleaned. The diesel particulate filter on the back side of that motor, you want it cleaned with a high-quality DEF, so you don't want it to leave soot behind. That's kind of wasting it, and then you end up going through more of it than you should. What else? I'm trying to think. Hey, it's just been a great truck, guys. It's a joy to drive. I do wish it had the Dodge seat, so I'll give Dodge those kudos. But driving that truck daily for work and this truck every weekend and every night, I'll drive this truck right here. The GMC is a better truck than that Ford, hands down. Now, I do have an upgraded package in this truck compared to the F Ford, but I've ridden in some Platinums and some King Ranches and all that, and I'm just not satisfied. So the one I test drove with the 3.0 Power Stroke up in Omaha was a King Ranch edition, and it was a nice truck. I'm not going to dog on the Ford. It's just not quite the truck that this Duramax is. So anyway, hey, let me know what you think below in the comments section. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Sorry it's a little bit long. A lot to talk about on this Duramax, but it's been a great truck. If you want to know more specifics, please let me know in the comments below. Have a fantastic day and take care.